So, dear Dhamma practitioners, we're going to start our ongoing meditation session now. Be comfortable yourself and relax your body. Keep your back straight and neck head straight in one line. In your right palm on your left, and gently close your eyes and focus your mind to this bell sound. Also, while you're focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind, and relax your breathing with your thoughts. Do nothing extra. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened One. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, in these ongoing meditation sessions, we mainly try to help you to develop a basic foundation for your tranquility meditation and vipassana meditation. So when it comes to tranquility meditation, it's mainly try to tranquilize your mind and release your mind from your 5 hindrance. So the very nature of the 5 hindrance, how the hindrance arise, when there is a thought, when there is experience happen, in that experience, so whatever come to you as feelings, sensations, or formations, or whatever the experience come to you, in that experience, if you start to take it with your past experience, or if you start to hold it to the moment of experience with the view, then it becomes a hindrance. So, but when something happens, if you observe it with the equanimity, without responding to it, if you observe, there is no way your experience going to become hindrance. Because the hindrance already in you, that's mean your past experience, formations, defilement. So then something new happens. What happening in the moment of new experience get the influences by your past, and then it go to that category. So then what you have to do, when some experience happen, so or even observing inhalation, exhalation, observing any sensation, observing any feelings, even observing your body, remember in that observation to be in the moment without having any kind of view regarding that experience. Keep the equanimity. It doesn't matter good or bad. You don't go to that both side. You just keep observing. You accept it doesn't matter good or bad. You accept it as just an experience. Otherwise, you're not going to categorize it. Because when you categorize in that very moment what is happening, you get help out of the hindrance to categorize it. And then it go to that. So when you able to keep the equanimity in the moment, so then you need the awareness to keep the equanimity. And then your awareness becomes sharper and clear. So then what is the mindfulness? So in the very moment, whatever you recognize, that recognition itself called mindfulness. So whatever happened to your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, in that very moment when you recognize that is mindfulness. That recognition not enough. That as example, now you may be in front of the phone or in front of the computer or maybe in front of the TV, so like that. So then now you recognizing yourself, you see this and you hear this. So the awareness is more deeper. So the awareness is come with the reasons also. And then in the deeper level, you recognize, you sit for meditation. And then you understanding for that meditation that whatever that you listening going to help. So as example, if I start to talk something else, then suddenly maybe you recognize, oh, this is not about meditation. What is this monk talking? Or maybe you keep listening. So if you keep listening, if I start to tell something about not related to meditation, if you keep listening and keep following, that means you lose the awareness. So the awareness is you always become centered with the purpose that you put the attention. That is very necessary when it comes to meditation. Because now you start to go with your inner experience. So we start it with the outer object. That is the very common practice we take, the observation of inhalation, exhalation. So when it comes to observation of inhalation, exhalation, so we focus to in front of our nose and our upper lip area. And then simply allow it to happen. This is inhalation, this is exhalation. And while you're observing it, bring the attention. And now your mindfulness is you're practicing and you're recognizing your inhalation. This is inhalation, that is your mindfulness. So what is happening, you recognize. And maybe then how you develop the awareness. So you have to, when it happened in the beginning, you recognize this is inhalation, this is exhalation. And then in that inhalation, try to go to the depth, look the depth of that inhalation, not just the surface level of the sensation. And the depth and the length. So that is where the beginning, middle, end, you start to observe, and you have to be complete in that observation. From beginning to end, you observe the length and the depth of the inhalation and exhalation. That observation is not just looking outside something, you go with your inner experience, how you feel. Otherwise, you're not going to make anything happen. As example, recognize the depth. Maybe you want to create it like a deep inhalation or exhalation. It's not like that. You allow it to happen. So whatever happening in that inhalation, exhalation, you go to the depth and the length. So when you go that way, now you get out of the hindrance. Why? Because you don't categorize your experience, and at the same time, you're not going to mix with your past experience, and you continue to keep the equanimity in you, and you just see your inhalation, exhalation. and without commenting. Another thing is, don't try to verbalize your experience. So that's mean when the inhalation happens, mentally don't say this is inhalation, this is exhalation. So you don't verbalize. You shut down that and then silently observe. So because mostly naturally, so whatever happen, whatever come to us, naturally we verbalize inside, we talk to ourselves. Oh, he's coming. Oh, she's coming. Oh, this is not good. Oh, that is good, so good. So like that, we talking to ourselves. But when you come to the clear observation, see, this all in tranquility state. When you come to clear observation, you're not going to verbalize. You deeply become, that is the very purpose of become silence. Not about shutting down just your words. Mentally, you have to shut down your talk. And then once the mind settle down to certain level, then you go to the vipassana level of observation. So in the vipassana level, remember, it is about not outside experience, it is about the inner experience. So when it comes to the very being, this life itself happen out of the form, feeling, sensation, formations, and recognition. 5 aggregates. That is your life. Even though you have a name, you have a body, and you have a gender, and you have a shape. So this all related to this form, feeling, sensation, formation, and recognition. So according to the Dharma, that is the real world happening in you. If you attach to this form, feeling, sensation, formation, and recognition, that is where you become a human being, this being. You become that kind of living being, you become an animal. You become that in the Pali it called sattva. There's a kind of like you become that conventional being. Go with the other all living beings, and you reacting to action, you go with the action, reaction, result. This is what our ordinary life. But even though if you recognize these 5 aggregates happening, form, feeling, sensation, formation, recognition, even though it happened to you, if you're not attached to it, you are not, even though you have this body, your name, your gender, your age, this everything will happen, but still you not belong to that sattva, or you not belong to this ordinary conventional living being, because you are become ordinary person when you have the attachment to 5 aggregates. When there is no attachment, if still the aggregates happening, the process happening until you die, so you experience the process without holding to it. That is how the you experience that you get out of the conventional life, and that is where you attaining to liberation. So in the beginning, now we are in the process of this all attachment deeply. It's naturally that we develop that pattern. Even we don't see this form, feeling, sensation, formation, recognition. So in the beginning, that's why you have to bring your mind to a certain level to calm down. So that is what does through the tranquility state. So now you have primary mental object, that is your inhalation, exhalation. So there you find the sensation. So in the beginning, your inhalation, exhalation, it is happening from the outside. And then because of that inhalation, exhalation, you get the sensation. Form is the inhalation, exhalation, and the feeling is the that what you feel in front of your nose and your upper lip area. Form feeling sensation, that the sensation is a stronger version of your feeling. So how deep and how long, and according to that, and it start to bring the comfort or discomfort through the sensation. So when the inhalation happens, maybe you feel so relaxed and comfortable. So that is sensation. And exhalation happens, your entire body start to go with it and you feel more relaxed and comfortable. That is sensation. So, and not only that, it deeply, this head to toes entire, the body go with it. That is what you have to observe. So it's not like you observe, actually you see it, and that is what you have to recognize. Another thing is formations, that the formations means your past experience always bound to this moment of experience. It naturally happens. That is where the recognition comes, that it helps to recognize. So whatever that you recognize, as example, you recognize this as a pen. So that how you going to recognize this as a pen? From where the pen come? Pen coming from your past experience. So like that, deeply with each and every sensation that happening in you, your past experience waiting and welcoming. It's like when you go first year, when you go to university, your senior students waiting, and in front of the gate till you come, and then they start to guide you. You have to do this, like that way. So your formations like that, and the recognition. Then you come to the conclusion, the idea. This is this is that. So that idea is itself the self. So then that whatever the recognition moment by moment change. This is the process that happening, and you have to, as much as possible, you have to observe how these things change. And at least try to recognize the sensation, and at least try to recognize what you feel, and how at least try to recognize your ideas, that even the way you think or you feel, the moment by moment, how you feel. At least try to recognize it. Don't react to anything, just see it. Learn to see. That is the powerful technique that you have to develop, to see. See with the equanimity, without holding or without thinking or something. Another thing is, this is very important, while you practice meditation, in case if you feel uncomfortable, any pain or something like that, maybe you now keep close your eyes and you waiting, and then you feel maybe 5 minutes, 7 minutes, 10 minutes, maybe you feel this enough for me now. And then what you does, you slowly open your eyes and start to look what is the time. Oh, this monk maybe within another few minutes going to ring the bell. Don't ever think that. That's mean your practice not going to go to a higher purpose. It because deeply you bound to hindrance. You don't see it. Never do that. Anywhere you go, whatever the meditation you practice, never do that. What you have to do. So if you feel any uncomfort, any discomfort, any pain, and don't try to think, oh, this is only 5 minutes, it will then over. No, you think, I do this for me. And then even it doesn't matter how many minutes more, I try my best. Another thing is, that you don't take the pain as a kind of like something permanent. So you think this pain will go away. See how you change your attitude? You think about the time and you hold it to pain and think, oh, this is another 5 minutes, then it's going to be over. Or now you think this pain is not permanent and it will go away. See, even the pain you convert to profitable thing when you practice meditation. That is become itself a skill for you. So then whatever disturbances come, and get it and convert and turn it to possibility to uplift your practice, not to get out of the practice. Don't look exit. No, try to use it to uplift your inner awareness, strength. So that is important while you practice. Don't look for the time. Maybe you practice 10 minutes, 20 minutes, that's it. Even you personally practice yourself. Even if you have to do something, never think, oh, this is only 5 minutes, I'm going to do 5 minutes, then done. No, you will never succeed in that journey. You're always going to be afraid for the clock or the time then. It's kind of like become a demon when you close your eyes. You're not going to see your inhalation, exhalation. You're going to see how the clock go tick, 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 tick like that. It's a kind of like then it become clock meditation. It's only one example I gave. So then whatever difficulties come, always remember don't permanent it and don't categorize it. Just know that you're practicing and get the strength out of it and focus to your practice, and maybe that you know that the pain will go away, and keep focus to practice. Don't depend on time. So with that, we're going to start our practice. So your right palm on your left and neck it straight in one line, and be comfortable with your posture. Bring your attention to your body and scan head to toes 3 times and say so pateva, or may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment, with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable, may my breath be more smooth, may no difficulties come to me, may all the success come to me. Also think for a moment, this is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime. And detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalation and exhalation. Bring your attention to in front of your nose and your upper lip area. And deeply and gently breathe out 3 times, please, and find the sensation. And just allow your inhalation, exhalation to happen itself. And when it happens, recognize this is inhalation, this is exhalation. Follow the entire continuation of the inhalation, exhalation, and see the length and the depth of the each and every inhalation, exhalation. Also, sometimes inhalation, exhalation become longer, shorter, heavy, soft, warm, cold. Just recognize it. Keep focus to the sensation and see how it changes moment by moment. Recognize the impermanent, unsatisfactory nature and selflessness within any experience come to you. Bring attention to your body and observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also, as far as you can, through galaxies, other planets, stars, reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe, and may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one, out of anger or ill will, wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light to your backside, to your left side, and to your right side. Downward, and upward. To all six directions at once, like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy, without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest. Wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, in this human life, and day by day, we losing our ability of recognition, and day by day we surrender to ability of repetition, and at the same time we are more depending from the machines and technology and algorithm. The very risky part of this all, we losing the understanding within ourselves. And as you know, sometimes these machines now know about us better than ourselves. And your phone, your computer, maybe your Siri, and some people so addicted to have conversation with the Siri and Erika. So this kind of algorithm systems and the hacking the human lifestyle. So then what is happening, as a part of it, we lose the recognition within ourselves. We don't know who we are. But when it comes to the humanity, that is where, as a human being, you can survive with your recognition. Because once you lose your recognition, you become kind of like an animal. So then what will happen? What is the animal behavior? Animal behavior is always depending on power. Whoever strong going to overtake the weaker one. That is the animal behavior. So that is what we going to experience in the world. When you lose the awareness or the recognition within yourself, always whoever powerful and going to overtake the other people. So then the power, it depending on according to the time and the ideas. And one time it's kind of like gold, and one time it is oil, and one time it is dollar, and one time it is cryptocurrency, and one time maybe it's something else come. So it's like that, it always depends. So when according to that, what happening, the people start to go that way and hold it and depend on it. They will do anything to get into that. So whatever that they become powerful in the world, people will do anything to get into that. Why? Because they depending on power. That is animal behavior. But when it comes to the awareness, when you have the awareness, you start to depend on the wisdom. That is where your future should be. When it comes to the wisdom-based humanity, in that life, you will never going to feel fear, unsafety. Of course, as a worldly nature, we always go with the sickness, disease, getting old, death, that kind of. But you don't feel unnecessary fear, because that is the very behavior of the animal world. They have always unnecessary fear. And that's why it says that's how they survive, because of their unnecessary fear, not because of their wisdom. But when it comes to the people, if you come to a point you survive because of your unnecessary fear, you done. You are not anymore a human being. So then when it comes to the world, people introduce this all everything to get the comfort and to become wise and to make more clear with ourselves. And especially the weather and the geography and the time management and the health and the environment. Those are the most important part from the history to today. When the scientists try to invent something, their main purpose was that were kind of like that areas. But today what is happening, we going in a different way. And we going in a different way, that what we losing our own recognition, and we start to depending on power. And then people start to behave in different way. That's why more than any other time, that whoever become president, and they always keep go behind the Supreme Court. They don't forget, they don't worry about the religion. They don't worry about people. They don't even worry about money. Why? They go behind the Supreme Court, because that is where the power. Once you get into Supreme Court, and that person can do anything. So it slowly, and you think it is somebody else doing somewhere. No, it is a part of you. Why? Because you also became part of this current, and you losing your awareness, and you become more systematic with this lifestyle, and you lose your awareness, and because of that, you start to depend on the power. So then remember how you can contribute to humanity. Not making somebody powerful, or not go behind power. That is an animal nature. Not making somebody afraid, not depending on fear. That is animal nature. Not depending on food, or not feeding to somebody, or not looking for your meal. That is animal behavior. They are from morning to night, they always go and try to look something to eat. That's in animal behavior. But in day-to-day life yourself, if you come to a point to look how you can be a better human being. How you can perform something better than this, even you are sitting. If you come to a point when you sit for meditation, if you look yourself, is this my best? That is where your meditation going to become successful. When you bring the awareness, if you question yourself, is this my best? That is where you're going to be successful with your practice. When you do some work, even as a husband, as a wife, end of the day, if you question yourself, is this my best? As a child, if you look yourself, even when you are with your studies, end of the day, if you question yourself, did I do my best? As parents, if you question yourself, end of the day, is this my best? Even as friends, as co-workers, maybe you work in a place very difficult with the very hard people, but still, if you come to a point to give your best, remember, that is where you empower. It is just not only you. Remember that. Because this is not only you. Look that we use this computer, these cell phones, this lighting, this camera, this everything. Do you think this anything that we didn't invent this anything? This a computer has a history. The cell phone has a history. The light has a history. We are nowadays we using it, we get the facilities out of it. So it is kind of like entire humanity nourish you at this moment. You get the help out of the entire humanity. Somewhere somebody sacrificed something to that part. So then yourself, so whatever you do, when you come to the point to perform your best, it doesn't matter, even when you go to sleep, when you lie down on your bed, you look yourself, is this your best? Are you conscious? Are you think that you're going to sleep? When you brush your teeth, and sometimes you just, move your brush here and there, and that's done. Even it is not, even what will happen then? Then in the future, you have to spend so much time with the dentist. So then always you have to see the each and every, it's nothing to do with the meditation. In day-to-day life as an ordinary person, because this human life is itself, each and every part related with the spirit, that means strength, the power. Without that you cannot. So when it comes to that entire whole process of this spirit, we call spirituality. The way you maintain your spirit is your spirituality. So spirit means what? Your physical and your mind. Mind and body, mind and matter, that's it. The way you maintain this all is your spirituality. So then when you come to that point, do your best. And when you come to that point, you naturally contributing to entire humanity to protect its authenticity. Identity. What is the identity? That's the the power of awareness. That is the power, that is the identity. When it comes to the human mind, we experience this everything because of people start to think about something. That's why we have this all. So then if you lose it, when you come to the peak level of that if you lose that ability, what will happen? You become animal. So then remember yourself, day by day, contribute for even for your own life. Never getting to in that empower the fear or the any power not related to wisdom. Even don't push your children to any place like that way. Don't make any person fearful. Don't allow anyone to be afraid to you. You have to be shame if somebody afraid for you, because then they that you didn't master your humanity. Because when you come to the highest level of the mind, you are that's why you come to a point, may all living beings be well and happy. And then you think about entire universe. Remember, when if you completely come to a point to like that, to perform for even for a moment, the animals not going to be afraid for you. They feel the connection. No one going to, any human being don't feel the fear when they see you. So it is, that is the power of the human mind. Making somebody fearful is very easy. Making any animal fearful to you is very easy. But see how difficult to get friendly with them. Even this little puppies, cat or the bird. So then remember yourself. Intensely you have to work for that. Think yourself. Don't build up a life to make other people afraid. It will help you to open your heart little by little by little, and don't depend on powers. Don't go behind any power. The power means it's a physical power that we build up to push others, hold others. So get into the clarity, the wisdom, and that is the most powerful thing that you have within yourself, the gift, and at the same time, that is what you can contribute to the entire humanity. And in more than any other time, you have responsibility today. Why? Because we have a great, that we are in the middle of the huge current. We have a challenge. Because we lose this battle, then what will happen in the future? Your children and start to lose the connection with the humanity. And nowadays the toys keep coming, these teddy bears and the more lot of toys. It's like robot. And I was reading an article everywhere, all over the world. The people, the children go crazy because it can talk. It's like Siri, it's like Erica, it's like that. It has a so that the algorithm system to understand this child. And now children start to get into this, and even in the future they're not going to be with this natural dogs or the cat or the animals, because they start to come and be comfortable with the machines. So when you're going to be with that, what will happen? You lose the recognition of you. So the meditation is a way we cultivate that. Understanding yourself. In the beginning, we tranquilize, and in the Vipassana, mainly, it takes us to recognize who you are and what is happening here. So with that, there is one time Buddha mentioned that in life, when you have a time sometime and you think certain things that unnecessary, you should not think about it, because you cannot understand what's going to happen. So like that, there are 5 things You should not plan. You should not think. It is unnecessary. And it is important during that time, if you have this kind of idea, so come to a point and at least try to do loving kindness meditation. And at least try to observe your own inhalation, exhalation. Stay silent. So that will help you to little by little settle down within yourself, rather than get into kind of like a tangle, the spider web in your head. So those these five qualities that you should not, these five details that you should not think about. So the first one is life. So in the life, you cannot decide what will happen tomorrow, what going to happen day after tomorrow, what will happen next year. You cannot decide. So even though you have some plans regarding future, don't don't bound to it so strongly. So because the one of the best way you develop the skill to go with the necessary conditions. And according to the situation, if you can adapt, if you develop the flexible mind, that is the wisdom. That is the strength that you develop. So the very first thing, don't develop a plan or don't develop hopes, or my life going to be like this. We don't know. So whatever come, and in that very moment, be conscious and act according to necessary conditions. Otherwise, you will be unhappy. Why? Because life is never going to happen the way you think. How you know? Look at your own life. Look at the past, what happened to you. Is anything happened exactly the way that you thought? No, see how things change. Even every day you cook sometimes, and as maybe you make cup of tea. And sometimes, suddenly maybe you put the butter to your bread, but suddenly it's become something else. It is not the way that you thought. It's not the way that you used to do. So then how about the life? How many times, you burn your, bread when you put into the toaster? That is reality. It is very simple. It's everyone had that experience. If you use a toaster, so it's like that. So then remember, don't so strongly bound to your future plans. How you have to do? Be a person to act according to necessary conditions. You develop your skills, not bound to plans. You're developing your skills, and when whatever the situation comes, you go with it. Another one is, no one can tell how long you're going to live here, unless that the corrupted astrologers. So don't go into that. Even don't try to ask them. They will tell you exactly, how things going to happen. And when it's not going to happen, they come with something else. So that's why no one can tell when you're going to die. Even you, that if somebody tell it, it become another question to you. So that's why that always, then how you can think about the death? Remember, act like every day is your last day in this life. Act like every day as your last day. Then one day it's going to be true. Guess like that way. And that's why it take you to the point to perform your best. Nothing you going to hold with you. You release everything. You become empty every day. That make you more relaxed, comfortable. Nothing to hold. Why? Because the best way to die empty. Remember that. Completely empty. Don't bound to anything. This all ideas. That's why. Come to a point to clear. Another thing is, and nowadays with this corona, this virus, and people have arguments, or your body, what you have to do to your body, and all kind of like that. You should cremate it. No, you should not cremate it. So like that. Remember, see, this 2600 years ago, the Buddha taught, never think about your own body after you die, what will happen to it. Don't think about it. Nowadays, people, some people fighting about it. Oh, you should do this. Look, and sometimes, and once you get into hospital, and you don't know which hospital, and no one can go, and no one can see how many people died. Thousand people, even not even one country, everywhere, all over the world. No any family members. Everyone die alone themselves. No one close to them. That is the very truth. This 2600 years ago, the Buddha taught this. And that is the truth. It can happen to you and me both. Everybody go through that. Every day. Nowadays we count, we see the death from thousands, not one, two. So then we have to understand why you become so plan about it and worry about it. Your body should be do like this way, do that like that way. So that I don't think about it. In case if it come to your mind, go to your breathing and stay there. It is more profitable. So, and after you die, don't think that what will happen to your body and the place it going to put, or it going to burn, or whatever the ashes. And sometimes people, their last will, they say, oh, remember, once I die, you have to do this way, or like that. Who knows? So why you bound to like that way, even beyond your death? So we don't know where our body going to put, or our ashes going to be. Even don't think about it. But sometimes people plan about it. So when something come to your mind, go to your breath, observe inhalation, exhalation. Even no need to think about impermanent. Just observe inhalation, exhalation. That's enough. Or think, may all living beings be well and happy. So you invest your thought, your mind, your heart to something profitable. Because if you go that way, if you invest your thought to think about after you die, or what will happen to my ashes, or what will happen to my body, where are they going to put my body, or like that way, it always take you to ignorance and the fear and the doubt, and the mind become tangled, unclear. So when the mind become unclear, naturally hindrance going to be there. So that's why, remember that whatever happen after you die, forget about. Don't even write. Don't try to make any plans. Don't try to give advice to other people. Don't put it to your last will. Because after you die, how we know? In case if they cannot do something exactly according to your last will, your children going to be worried about it again. Why? Because I have experience sometimes. They come and tell, oh, our father, our mother, this is last will, but we cannot do it. So what will happen to us? Is she or he going to come as a ghost and going to hold our neck? So they have fear whole life. So don't see that, even see that somebody die, then after that you put somebody, your last will put somebody in fear. So remember, then you come to a point, you don't think about it. So whatever happen, it will happen. Look nowadays. So what happening to their last will? Who can do that? If case you and me get the virus and go to hospital and they put it to ICU, and from there, and now even not coughing. Now have the bag, body bag. So just the bag. You put it to the bag and packing and go. That's the way. So we have to understand it. It is not something. It is real. It is happening everywhere. So you have to know that. So then, in case something happened to you or your family members or the friends, you have to accept it. You cannot cry. You cannot collapse. See, this everywhere it happening, and why you cannot see it? Why you cannot accept it? So then don't get into like that plan. And the other one is, no one can tell after you die that where you going to born. The reason for that, because it going to happen according to your last thought, not because of this moment. It going to happen according to your last thought, your next birth going to happen. So that's why it cannot tell. So then remember, never think about, oh, I going to be there like next life, or I want to be there like that. Don't have a plan like that. What you have to do, develop the profitable skills and keep the clarity and stay with your breathing. Be silent. Oh, may think, oh, may all living beings be well and happy. Even in that time, even any difficulty come to you, somebody blaming to you, try to make you angry, make you unhappy, and think, may all living beings be well and happy. Because you come to a point to keep your heart in the highest. And one day that person will keep blaming, 2 days keep blaming, 3 days keep blaming, fourth day not going to do that. So you can try it. It work. So like that way, always remember, develop as a profitable skill loving kindness meditation and the breathing, observing inhalation, exhalation. It's going to be really protection for you and take you out of a lot of unnecessary mental activities, thoughts. So that way you get out of the hindrance, doubt, unclarity. And then at the same time, you develop the clarity, peace, calmness, and with that you develop the awareness. In that development, you come to point. You come to a point to understand things very clearly. In that understanding, you able to perform your best. In that performance, you gain the confidence, self-confidence. It lead your self-abilities. It take you to develop your self-responsibility. Once you come to that, it develop your self-satisfaction. Once you come to the point to have that self-satisfaction as a human being, you win this journey. So with that, I bless upon everyone. With this good practice, may all of you be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to you. May no difficulties come to you. May no problems come to you. May you also have the patience, courage, understanding, and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties in your life. During this time period, may everyone stay healthy and safe. And finally, may all of you attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sabbityo vajjantu sabbarogo vinasatu mate bhavatantarayo sukhi digayuko bhava. Ittavata cha ammihi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya idam me punya kammang asavakkaya vahang hotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless you.